Watch this bounce now. Watch the bounce now. And bounce away he does.
Make it for 3.
Kind of like if I got room on the intern, I like it.
Normal?
No, I guess not.
That's the only miss you've occasionally been getting out of Brendan is just that draw weight. And I think it is exactly that. How many rocks have been down, and it's the ability to dial it back when you know.
Well, we can't go into that, though, either, so.
And try and guess at what that weight is.
There with Hack, got to be close. Okay.
You would think, looking at this, though, Russ, that he could angle it back, make the double, the red double, and maybe hold his shooter.
He can definitely make the red double. It's whether he can hold the shooter.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be very tough, actually, because you'd almost have to throw the intern to do it, to save the shooter. And they don't know that shot. They'd be very happy with 2 here.
Yeah.
So just get across the nose and push it back.
Looks like Iceford sort of just through. Just give me a little less.
A little unlucky to be heavy for Bottcher, but
like
if it had been 4 inches lighter, the double would have been there.
That was heavy.
Weight's perfect.
Final stone.
Oh, to back.
Walker Gallant liked it out of his hand. Oh boy.
Ticked.
Kicked. And away it goes. And what it will be, a steal of 1. We could count on one hand the number of picks we have seen this week here in Brandon. And we see one now. And the result is a steal of 1.
It's hard not to look at that pick as the story of the game. Brad, what did you see?
Pick was the story of the game. There's no doubt about it. Getting 2 in the second end, and you can really dictate the play, control the game. And when it flips and all of a sudden they have a 1-point lead in 2, you feel like you're chasing a little bit, especially when, under those circumstances. Really disappointing. It's, probably one of the top 3 or 4 worst breaks I've had in my career, but, it happens. I've had it happen to us and certainly happened against us. It's kind of disappointing that the run kind of ended on those terms. We lost 2 games this week to Northern Ontario and Alberta, where guys made incredible angle raises to beat us. I certainly would have been. I'd sleep easier tonight if I had been beaten that way, as opposed to a rock on the ice, a little piece of pebble. So, yeah.
People will look at that 4 and think that was a turning point, but that was a reflection. You guys just going all out.
Yeah, we had to force the issue. We're tied up. If we blank or he scores an 8, the odds are heavily against us. We tried to go for a steal, and worst case, if we force, we still have a chance. But certainly, a blank or deuce there, nothing's really. Steal is probably the best option, and we went hard for it. They made a bunch of good shots in 8. You got to give them credit. They made everything, and we made some good shots, but they just made better ones. And they played an incredible 8th end. They played well all game, and I think it's a little disappointing for them, and I'm sure they'd echo it that they don't want to win on those terms either, because that's kind of going to be the story of it. But they played well. They played well all year. They're going to have a chance to win this, and I do wish them the best of luck going forward.
In this moment, obviously, it's hard to reflect on things, but what you've accomplished over the past 2 years as a team, and reflect on what's ahead still.
Yeah, there's still lots of curling left in us. We've had a good run. Not only the last 2 years, but the last probably 4 years, and I certainly expect there's going to be some highlights still left in this team, but. It just feels rotten right now to end on that term and end in that way, the Brier run. So I'm sure later on tonight, after we have a couple beers, it might soften it a little bit, but that one's going to sting. And I remember we had one against that cost us the bye to the final at the trials against Jacobs, and that one stung for a while. Even after the week was done, and you look back, you kind of think, if that one didn't happen, we could have got there. And I'm sure this one's we're gonna have thoughts about this all the way through to the summer. What could have been.
We could see the groove in the ice. Was it a boulder?
It was a big rock. It was sharp. I actually had to dig my fingernail in to get it out of the ice, and that groove was really deep. And I actually, when it went over it, I could see the snow flying from behind it, and I just it was wow. I wouldn't have got over the hog line, and I threw, solid hack weight. So it happens. It doesn't happen much, especially, in this sort of atmosphere where there's such diligence to keep the ice clean and in perfect shape. So, and even our team, we do a good job of cleaning the path. So it's just a freak thing, and it just sucks.